Okay, I'm going to teach you to make really, really big bubbles. So first you got to get like an industrial mop head with the really thick cotton and take forever pulling it apart and then braiding it in kind of sloppy loops so that you can absorb as much bubble mix as possible. And then you got to get all science on it and get like the J-Lube, Surgilube, glycerin, dish soap, distilled water combo. And it makes a pretty big batch, like in a 5 gallon bucket, if you get it all in big ingredients. It takes like a few days. I've let it ferment for about a week so that it's really, really sticky. So if even if it's windy or if there's like a bunch of kids playing and you just want to easily like rise up the contraption and it'll just automatically make a giant bubble. I like to let it sit a little longer. So all of the ingredients together probably cost around $70 or so, but it makes like a 5 gallon bucket at least batch, and then you get like remnants of like the different like lube tubes and you can make more bubbles later. But it's enough bubbles to probably have a pretty fun day or two at an event, like with like an hour to 3 hours of bubble time. But definitely worth it. I'll mix them all up here in the bucket if you're watching. And as you know, I'm really not great at following recipes. Like a dream of mine would be to be a baker of fancy desserts, but I can't really seem to set a timer. So it's just like out of my range. But for some reason, I'm really good at mixing up bubbles. So there is those kind of, you can see that that bottle is pretty significant in size. Like once you buy that and the other like tubes of the J Lube, you honestly just have to like keep replacing the dish soap and the distilled water. The distilled water seems to be an important ingredient. It's like I've made it a few different ways and I feel like that's kind of key. But anyway, if you do all this and let it sit with a lid on it for a couple of days, you can dip your braided mop head into there and make as big a bubbles as you want. And I'll post or add a couple pictures here so you can see the bubbles I made with this batch. Okay, love you. Bye.